Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. And today is Wednesday MicroCap Gems, man. Welcome, everybody, to the show. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, and hopefully we have a fantastic day together. Want to say good morning to XM Textile. Thank you for being here in the chat. Appreciate you. Hope you got your $50 yesterday. You should have received it. We got Nayana Dana. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Mr. Bernstein, Eric, good morning. Dave P, good morning. Shazi Official, you deserve more. Thank you. Hey, don't worry. It's coming. It's coming. Life is fantastic. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Wednesday yourself. And, you know, today is an interesting day. I almost wonder if we ought to be talking about microcap gems. You know, so many people out there are so bearish on the market and afraid of where we're going that they really believe that market, you know, like altcoins is something that we maybe shouldn't even be thinking about right now. There's a lot of people that believe that Bitcoin is where we should be focused. And to a certain extent, I understand what they're saying, folks. But at the same time, you got to remember that when everybody's attention is focused over here, that there's going to be a lot of incredible opportunity over here. And so I kind of have a little bit of a contrarian view on it, if you will. I believe that right now is an opportunity to potentially get involved in some altcoins that have just gotten smashed, totally incredibly smashed down. And we're going to talk about a few of those today. I also think that there's opportunity in the market. No matter what's going on, there's always going to be a few. Will you shut up? There's always going to be a few tokens, always going to be a few coins that are stronger than average, that are going up. And so, you know, with that, let me get over here to this view. We're going to just kind of get right into it today. And let's add that to stage. So one of the tokens that I'm looking at right now is called Kaito. Kaito is the ticker. It's up 43% today. And one of the reasons that I'm kind of interested in this token is I actually, Crypto Lifer Sam Price posted this in his private group yesterday. And I didn't have an opportunity to jump into it. And it kind of frustrates me because I'm always the one telling you guys, hey, you got to take action. And I'm always telling you guys, too, that Crypto Lifer Sam Price is an amazing, amazing cryptocurrency expert. And yet far too often I see him post something like he did yesterday. In fact, let's see. I'm going to see if I can pull up, Discord real quick and just show you real fast. What he said. I mean, this is his paid group. It is private, so I try not to, go through and, just show everything that he's talking about, because I do believe that if you want to be in here, you ought to be paying the $99 a month that he charges. Let's see if we can figure out where he posted this at. It was just yesterday. Yeah, here we go right here. So, well, this is his update at 5:44 in the morning. Bang, Kaito for the win as well. So I believe here we go. So, Bang made 3K off Kaito, just sold. What bear market? The trouble is why I wish the original alert would have came out today, so that we could have looked at it and potentially jumped in it and made, 48% on it, ourselves. And here's another one, like last night, 10 o'clock. Part of that too is I'm trying to go to bed earlier. Be more responsible. So by the time he posted this at, 10:10, I wasn't, focused on crypto anymore. I was getting ready for bed. Kaito ripping. I am in heavy. But his original post, let's see if we can get up here to the original post here. Oh boy, maybe not. I thought, pretty sure. Yeah, so right here, Yesterday, oh, see, that's, I got so much going on. This happened at 2 o'clock yesterday. Shows Cato, shows the exchange, fall, everything going on. And probably a huge portion of that 48% in gains happened since this post. So at least this is a good opportunity for me to smack myself on the wrist for not being in a position to take action faster, and then hopefully it helps you guys understand why I'm always, telling you, to be ready to take action. Now, taking action doesn't always mean you're going to win 40, 50, 100% in a day, but it does give you opportunities to have some amazing upside. Yesterday, if you were on my live stream channel, I showed you guys 3 trades and I wanted to show you, so if any of you that were watching here, yeah, it's not a lot of money because I didn't put a lot of money into these trades. It was more of an educational, time, and I didn't have a ton of money in my account. But anybody here could have done, I did around $30 per token, $25, $30 per tokens. Anybody watching could have done 300 or 3,000 or whatever they wanted to do. But look at this, folks. We're up 43%, 46%, and 12.5% in less than 24 hours. I put these trades in yesterday on the Tuesday live stream. And so hopefully a few of you that were watching that actually went in and placed some trades yourself. Now I'm going to let these run for a little while. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys about this is we talk about MicroCap GEMS and the ability to 25, 50, 100x your money, right? Well, one of the things about this trading system is it's designed to give you the ability to have MicroCap gem-like results without necessarily having the MicroCap gem risk. So we can all probably agree that VeChain, Polygon, and Aerodrome are pretty solid top-tier tokens that aren't going to zero at this point. VeChain's been around for 10 years or 9, 8 years, something like that, a significant amount of time. Polygon Matic, been around forever and worth, billions of dollars, or up in the $1 billion range. It's up in the top, 25, 50, and has been as high as a top 10 token in the past, I believe. If it didn't break the top 10, it was right real close, 11 or 12. But anyways, so with some of these MicroCap gems that we're looking at, we do have the ability or the worry that they could go to zero. I talk about that all the time. If you invest $100 into 10 of these MicroCap gems, 9 of them go out of business. The 10th 100x's, you still just turned, $1,000 into $10,000 with the one winner. And in general, we're not gonna lose money on 9 out of 10. But I'm saying that even if it was that bad, you would still have significant upside. But my point here, I want to show you guys this here real quick. So VeChain, if I do this take profit stop loss, VeChain was about a 30-cent token during the last bull market. So let's just go here and say that it gets back to 30. So $2,735 off of, see this here, this green. This is what I would profit, $2,735 off of a $30 buy. So what is that? Around 100x, right? I think 100x times 30 would be $3,000. So it's a little under 100x. Now let's say that, it only gets back, let's just say that it gets to 10 cents. It gets to a third. That's still $728 from 30 bucks. So I think that's about a 25x. So you literally could be putting yourself in position to get, these 25x's on smaller amounts of money with tokens that are definitely going to run up. Like if anybody wants to bet me that VeChain's not going to make it to 10 cents at some point in time in 2025 during this bull run, I'd be happy, to place a little wager with you. Same thing if we go here and we take a quick look at like Polygon. We got into this Polygon trade here. Let me click this out. We got into this Polygon trade at 26 cents, 26.45 cents. Polygon's a $3 token in the last bull run. Let's see what happens. If it gets to $3, I just turned my $30 into $3,156. So 100x. If it screws up somehow and only gets to 150, I still turned $30 into $1,425. If it only just goes back up to say 75 cents, I still turned $30. Oh, I'm doing this wrong. 0.75. It's still turning 30 bucks into $560, not quite a 20x, but 75 cents is an absolute foregone conclusion with Polygon. I would be definitely willing to bet money again that it will get back up to and probably break its previous all-time high of $3. You know, Aerodrome is sitting here. We got into it at 63, going on 64 cents. I believe that Aerodrome's all-time high is in the ballpark of $2.50 or something along that line. So let's see if it gets back up to just $2. We did a little over a 20x on our Aerodrome, while Aerodrome was only doing around a 3x, going from 60-something cents to a $2, so a little over a 3x, and we do, you know, over a 20x. So there's always opportunity in the markets. Something else here real quick that I wanted to go over is the YouTube channel is looking for some talent. So if you have talent in video editing, if you have talent in, you know, social media, if you have sales talent or like marketing talent, like I'm looking really, you know, hard right now for some good people that just want to go into CoinGecko and message the teams in Telegram. Just message the team saying, hey, I'm one of the marketing directors for Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. We got over 230,000 subs. We'd like to learn more about your project and, you know, potentially, you know, feature you in one of our live stream AMA videos, and just start making connections. And then if people raise their hand and say that they might be interested in that, then having them, you know, you put them in a group with me and I go in and talk to the project, see if it would be a good fit and that type of thing. So there's a handful of little opportunities. And if you can think of some way that you could be helpful to the YouTube channel, besides that, you know, feel free to DM me, and that @BradV7007, that's my Telegram handle. That's my Discord handle. You can get into our Telegram groups through the links in the description. You can get into our Discord through the link in the description. So if you think you would be a good fit for the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel, please message me. And it doesn't matter if you're in the United States or if you're in, you know, Nigeria. You know, so like literally Daniel Prosper, my main guy, like when you see me do an AMA live stream interview, like for Elixir yesterday, or for like 90% of the live stream AMAs that you see me do, Daniel is responsible for having reached out to the team and connected me. I don't have time to sit here and go through CoinGecko all day long messaging projects. So, you know, in fact, in some ways, if you live in a country like that would you know, $5, $10, $25 is a significant amount of money. If $25, $50 a week would be life-changing or definitely help you, in a way that's even better sometimes, because the channel's still growing and moving and rolling. And, you know, really, you know, full transparency, I don't have enough funds to really pay United States citizens what they are probably, you know, what they're probably accustomed to. And I'm not saying that if you live in one of these other countries that you're not worth more, but it's just a simple fact that if you need, you know, $1,000 a week to live here in the United States, say, and you only need $50 or $100 a week to live comfortably wherever you are, that it makes it, you know, it makes it easier for me to get people compensated. But there's also the ability, you know, to make some massive, you know, commissions for some of you that live in countries where, you know, $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 would be a lot of money. Then you do have the opportunity, because when we find sponsors that want to, use the YouTube channel to sponsor their channel for 3 months or 6 months at a time, there is a hefty promotional fee. And as the person that connected me with the project, you definitely get a chunk of that. So sales people and like marketing people are probably at the top of my list, but I'm always looking for people that can help out with editing and, social media stuff. And like I say, anything. I'm kind of in the market for a virtual assistant right now too. I would like to have just a regular local person be my assistant, but that's also something that I would rather do virtually to start out with. So if you've got experience being a virtual assistant, handling, going through and being the first person to look at all of my emails and, go through all of the DMs and stuff that I'm getting and filter them out to me, being in charge of, some of the mundane tasks that as a CEO and founder of the company, I want to distance myself from those things so that I can spend more time doing the things that really move the channel, these live streams, creating content, making short videos, doing all of the stuff that I do as the front man for the channel is important. But you guys would be amazed at how many hours a day I spend. You guys see just for yourselves, like I'm only on here live for an hour, 2 hours a day. Even on a day like yesterday, I did an hour and a half on my own live stream. And then I did an hour for the Elixir live stream. So I did 2.5 hours of time, but I spent another 4, 5, 6 hours doing administrative work and stuff that I don't really enjoy doing either. That's the other thing, like reading these books is Dan Martell. This book, Buy Back Your Time, really talks about how as the CEO and founder of the company, there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing. This book opened my eyes. There's a lot of stuff that I'm doing that probably is not the best use of my time. So with that, folks, if any of you are looking to make some extra money and, looking to maybe be, become part of the Infinite Crypto team, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Anything in the chat. So Deadwood says, I am just holding my RWA plays for the long haul, especially after hearing what the banks see coming into asset tokenization over the next few years. Absolutely makes sense. Does anybody have a token other? So this Cato token, we'll go back over it here real quick. One of the things that I don't love about it is, as we just, talked about, it's up 40% for the day. It's also all the way up to, a $500 million market cap, overnight. I do think that some of these mid caps are doing better than the small caps and the micro caps. So that's the other thing, the micro caps can really just get absolutely slaughtered. But, this token, it's fairly new token. It can already be bought on Binance. It's already available on Gate.io and, several major exchanges. So that's probably part of the reason that it's, done pretty darn well. If you go to the website here for it, yaps.cato.ai. So you can sign up to be a certified Cato certified yapper and start earning. So I'm assuming that that's for like Twitter accounts and stuff like that. So this is something that all of you can do. And I recommend that you look into it. Excuse me. Like any way that you can create extra income, even if it's only $5, $10, $25, $50, $100 a month, whatever, anything that you can be doing like this, that you're integrating into what you're already doing in life. Like if you're already active on Twitter, you're already making posts, you're growing a following, something like this might be a very intelligent thing to do. I need to take a closer look at it and really decide, figure out how to do it too. And that's something else. Like if you are a social media person that, has some insight into this, one of the things that I've had trouble doing is growing my Twitter account. Like YouTube growing in leaps and bounds, but I still am only at like 1,300 followers or something on Twitter. I mean, there's YouTube channels out there with 10,000, 20,000 subscribers. that have more Twitter followers than me. So that's one of the areas that I'm looking for help in. And if it's something that you feel like you have some expertise and we can work together, connect my Twitter account to platforms like this, and with your help, we can grow Twitter into an actual income stream. Because right now, I've never made 1 penny off of Twitter. If we can turn Twitter into an income stream, I am happy to look at, partnering up and, and working with somebody on that has the skill, that has the know-how. And, so if this is something that you kind of already know about, have looked into, have worked with other platforms connected with X, then, please reach out. But, this is something big. I noticed in one of my other private groups, I'm looking into an exchange, a decentralized exchange that I'm looking into potentially marketing here on the channel. And they've got a coal group. And I've noticed it's all a lot of Chinese to me, but in this coal group, they're talking about these yaps and stuff, all the time, and how to get more of them and all of this kind of stuff. And it's kind of new to me. So, long story short, though, it feels like it's kind of cutting edge, new age technology that all the young, all you young bucks, all you young kids and people that are, say 20 years old to 30 years old understand a little bit more than the 51-year-old, of me. But it looks like it's got some legs. If it wasn't popular and it wasn't something that people, thought was valuable, it probably wouldn't have done these kinds of numbers. I mean, we're talking just over, you could have got this thing for, 90 cents on February 20th. So you definitely had the ability to make, 100, 150% on it. Its all-time high was 241. So it's literally right at its peak. I'm not telling you to go buy this right now. We all know that when something's gone up a couple 100% quick, a lot of times there is a retracement. So if anybody in the chat has anything, any tokens that they want me to take a look at, let me know. In the meantime, I'm going to look at a few different tokens super fast, and then I want to talk about another token for just a little bit longer period of time. But this is what I want to show you when it comes to MicroCap GEMS. So token in. We've been talking about this token since it was, I don't know, probably in the ballpark of 3 or 4 cents. A lot of time it was down at 2 cents. So the reason I want to show this, I want to show you guys this chart. Will you please get out from underneath me and quit bumping my camera? Gosh. If you look at this chart, it was pretty flat here. You can see here where it's all-time low. We're going to go back to the chart. Its all-time low was 0.003. And then it ran all the way up to 44 cents during, the October to April timeframe of 2023 going into 2024, when Bitcoin was coming up and hitting its new all-time high before the halving. And then it's come all the way back down now to this 0.07 range. But the main thing I wanted to show you on this chart was if you go along here, you see here it's 2 cents. So that line, it's hard, it's indistinct, but you can kind of see that, like, from right here in August of 2024 all the way through here to, really just recently, like even right here, it was 1.6 cents. And now it just dropped down to 0.007. It actually looks like it was at 0.006 for a little bit. But my point is, this thing has only got, $181,000 market cap. Fully diluted, it's only at 712,000. Now, that is definitely on the riskier side, but this is a gaming token that I have a lot of. I know the owner pretty well at this point. These guys sponsored the channel for 6 months, and I have a lot of belief that they are working hard, and that the only reason that they're having this massive, like all the way down to 0.007 is because of the markets. and all of the money is getting sucked out of all of these tokens and going into, oh, come on, serious shit, get out of there. Gosh. That all of the money is getting sucked out of the markets and going into Bitcoin and some of these higher market cap coins. But at some point in time, when Bitcoin flips the switch and it runs, up to 150, 200,000 and starts making some bigger moves, we're definitely going to see these altcoins at some point in time. The money will flow out of Bitcoin and flow out of Polygon Matic and Cardano and XRP and all of those top 25, top 50 tokens that have exploded. The money's going to flow out of those, and a lot of it starts getting put into these smaller projects and riskier money. And so my point is, had you been buying this at 2 cents, 1.5 cents, you're probably upset with me, but I'm telling you, this is where you have an opportunity to dollar cost average. And if you never jumped in, this is maybe one of those situations where not jumping in, a couple months ago has benefited you, but I would highly consider jumping in now. Like literally, guys, you can get 1 million of these things for what, $700, a little over $700? Yeah. No, is that 10? Yeah. Wait, 100,000 of them, excuse me. Get 100,000 of these things for $700. If it goes back up even to 10 cents, you're looking at, 71 or excuse me, 10 grand on a $700 investment. If it goes to 10 cents, if it goes back up to its all-time high of 44 cents, you're looking at, 400. Why is my math? Yeah, 50 cents. So you'd be looking at like 44 grand on 700, and you can obviously buy this token, on MEXC Global. It's also available, was available on the Aptos Pancake Swap, but everybody's getting it on MEXC. But the main thing that I wanted to show you with these tokens is that there is potentially massive downside, even still. Like, these things could get more liquidity sucked out of them. And I'm not telling you don't go buy it, but I'm also telling you if you do go buy it, it's not impossible that it could go down to 0.003, its previous all-time low, or even lower. But in that type of a situation, I would just buy a little bit more. But I just want to show you like another token that I really love, that I think is a great token. But if you want to, like talk about these MicroCap gems and kind of like the liquidity getting sucked out of them, NEURAHUB. This is NEURAHUB AI. This is a fantastic project with incredible owners. It hasn't really had all of the liquidity sucked out of it by any means, but it's sitting down here, at a $1.18 million market cap at 1.5 cents. When its previous all-time high was up here at almost 6 cents. So it's down 75% and could still have, a little bit of room to, to go down. Gains token is another one that I'm super, super excited about. But, right now, nobody wants to think about private sales and launchpad tokens. So this is an opportunity potentially to dollar cost average. This token has been as high as $1.86. And what I want you guys to understand is this token's had 2 pretty big runs where it went all the way up to over $1 going on $2, came all the way back down, and then it's ran all the way back up again. And this is a token where I do believe we're going to have a private sale launchpad season. And this is a token that I think is this is pretty close to bottomed out. It hasn't been, you can see here, its all-time low was 3.8 cents on February 3rd of 2025. So it's pretty much bottomed out, in my opinion. But my main point of all of this is just that these microcap gems could still be in for some more pain. If Bitcoin decides to go down into the 70s, these tokens are going to bleed out even more. People are going to take their liquidity and they're going to run and try to throw it into Bitcoin and put it into something, because people think, okay, Bitcoin's at 70. I want to have as much Bitcoin as possible because it's going to run back up to 100, 150, and they get to make 50 or 100% on their money. And they get to make that 50 or 100% somewhat, basically safely. Like if you could buy Bitcoin down at 70 grand, there's no way that you're not going to make money on it. Now, you're not going to make as much money on it as you will some of these riskier plays. But if you just want to guarantee yourself a double, you want to guarantee yourself 100%, there's certainly nothing wrong with going and buying in Bitcoin when it's down at 70K. And then, of course, the financial institutions and all of the bigger money, like they can't come in and buy a gains token because it's at a $2.4 million market cap. So these guys want to be able to put, tens, if not hundreds of millions into a token. And if somebody came along and put, 10 million even to this token, it would raise the price of the token to, it would 25x the price of the token. And the bigger money is not willing to come in and do that. So, that's why you see the financial institutions stick to tokens like Chainlink, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and tokens that have billions of dollars in market cap, so that they can come in and they can buy, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million without really moving the needle that much on the price. Dave here says, glue. Very risky and new. Glue on base. I like the partners. Looks clean. Use case for DeFi. It needs more exchanges. Okay, so we'll take a look at glue. That also reminds me, I've got one token that I really want to share with you guys. But in the meantime, I wanted to also show you guys, we talked about this token base B3. And this is part of what is so scary, with these altcoins. I didn't realize that it had gone quite this low. I got to pull up my Coinbase account real quick and see what my B3 is worth. But this token came out, it crushed it. It was getting talked about by influencers. I don't know if it was Dave, but either Dave P or somebody. I think it was Dave that talked about B3. But, anyways, it's let's see what we got going on here. So my B3, oh, that's not so bad. So my B3 is down about 50% since I got it. So I got into it at a little over a penny, I guess. So not too shabby. It's only down, but it's down 50%. Not a big deal, though. It'll come back up. But this is another one. If you were looking at this and you've got your alerts on, this is one that maybe you might have went and picked up. Now that it's all the way back down, you can see here its all-time low was on February 10th for 0.04. And, this is part of the crypto market too, folks. If you can't handle buying into a token and watching it drop by 25 or 50%, you're not gonna have any success in crypto, because out of all of the tokens that I have made significant money on in crypto, it's no exaggeration that at least 90 out of 100 have been in the red by 25 to 75 to as much as 95%. I very rarely have ever bought a token and just had it be in the green the whole time that I owned it. It just doesn't happen. There's volatility in crypto, as if you haven't noticed. The volatility, though, is different than risk. I explained this a lot, but I haven't said it for a while. So there's a difference between risk and volatility. Risk is the likelihood that your investment dollar is going to turn into zero, and like the token that you bought or the stock that you bought, the home that you bought, whatever it is that you bought becomes worthless. It goes to zero. That is risk. Volatility is just the heart attack chart in between the where you bought it and where you sell it. Like very rarely do you buy something here and then just watch it go like this. Like we're really excited even with a chart that goes kind of like this, right? But the thing is even a chart doesn't go just like this. The chart looks like it's going like that, but it's really going like this. and it's just slightly higher each time, but it's not a straight line. So if you look at, like this kind of an example on the way down, like it doesn't just go straight down, it comes down and then it has a little bump. Then it came down some more, it had another bump. It came down, and then it bump. But like, these are what charts look like. You're almost never going to get involved in a token. And maybe, Dave, Deadwood, Eric, Pablo, Tim, anybody that's listening to the channel, tell me if your experience is different than mine. Have you been fortunate enough to buy a lot of tokens that were just boom, you bought them, and then they were in the green for the rest of the time that you owned them? Maybe it's just me, but my experience is that about 9 out of 10 tokens that I buy usually experience some downside and some, before they have their massive upside. So part of the play in cryptocurrency, the patience, is also dollar cost averaging in. So if I bought, say, $100 worth of this token when it was a penny, and now I go buy another $100 worth, let's just say that it's at an even 0.005 for even math. But if you buy $100 at a penny and then you buy $100 at 0.005, your new average cost basis is 0.075, halfway in between. So on a, easier math wise, might be easier to visualize. If you buy a token at $1, you buy 100 of them, and now it goes down to 50 cents, and you buy another 100 of them. You now have 200 tokens. You spent $100 and $50, so you spent $150. If you divide $150 by 200 tokens, that's 75 cents. And by doing that, now when the token pops back up to $1, instead of just being break even, you're actually up, about 30% in that situation, or somewhere in that ballpark. And so it's important to dollar cost average to buy the dips in tokens that you are excited about. So this next little segment, it's not just for Americans, because although I don't know the exact process, I believe you can get similar returns on this token decentralized. Sometimes I go the lazy route and I just go with what's easy. I'm not saying that that's always the best way. I might even be able to get slightly more money decentralized. But one of my favorite plays right now is Atom. And this is not, by no means is this a microcap gem, but I'm going to show you why I love this token. So this token has been around since, it's showing that its all-time low was in March of 2020. I remember my original crypto mentor, the guy that made 10,000 turn into 2.2 million back in the bull run of 17 going into 18. He was excited about Atom before it ever even launched to the public. In fact, he wanted to get in on the pre-sale, and we just weren't able to figure it out. And Atom was a project that took a while from the time that it raised its original money till the time that it actually launched to the public. But this is, in my opinion, a top tier, top level token that's going to be around for decades to come. A lot of you guys have, maybe participated in the Atom and the Cosmos ecosystem and have gotten a lot of airdrops and made money in that ecosystem. But the reason that I am excited about the Atom token right now is I can literally buy it on Coinbase, and I've got it set up to just automatically stake when I buy it. But I can literally buy Atom on Coinbase and stake it and earn right now a little over 15% a year on Coinbase for staking my Atom. It's only a 30-day unlock. So for the most part, I'm going to know 30 days ahead of time that we are, reaching the peak of this bull market. And so I'm going to have plenty of time to pull it out. And plus, I believe that this token could be a $50 or $100 token, $150 token during the peak of this bull market. And definitely over the next, handful of years, it's going to be amazing. So this might even be a token that you may consider. Well, no, I'm not going to say you may consider just holding it through thick and thin, because in my mind, there's no reason if this thing goes up to $50, $100, and then we know that we're in for a bear market and it's going to come crash back down to $5 like it is, or even if it's just going to go from $50 back to, $15 or $20, that's a pretty significant decline. And the 15% in Atom that you're earning isn't necessarily enough to bother holding on to it. But I would like you to consider this possibility. What if you sold it at $50, $60, $70, but you didn't spend any of the money, and you waited for Atom to come back down, and then you bought back in? And let me flip over to, okay, good. So Eric and Tim G both said, let's see here, pop this up. Tim, you are right, Mr. Brad. I bought a few coins last week and they have gotten slaughtered, but I will buy more next week. I remember the last bull market and can turn in a blink of an eye. Amen. And, Tim said that, or Eric said the same thing. I second that, Tim. VVV is one I'm down on, but looking for another entry. I think between the founder's narrative and Coinbase listing, it has potential. So it's not just me, folks. So if you're new to crypto, if you're watching this channel and you're getting frustrated because you're buying $100 worth of a token and the next week it's worth 75 or it's worth 50, and especially I understand if you've got spouses and people that are looking over your shoulder and you telling them, hey, I'm going to make us a bunch of money, and you go invest $1,000, and then 2 weeks later it's worth $477, and your wife or your husband is like, I thought you said you were going to be making money, and you just have to explain. Tell them the difference between risk and volatility, and tell them that story. Just tell them, hey, risk is the percentage chance that this is going to go to zero. Volatility is just the heart attack chart that it's going to go through on its way up, babe or husband. And and then tell them, hey, this is a rock solid project. I believe that the odds of this going to zero, the risk is almost nothing. So we don't have risk, but we have to withstand the volatility. And hopefully that'll maybe help some of you that are trying to explain crypto, to your significant other. Maybe that'll, give you a little bit of ammunition in your tool belt that you can help them with. But what was I going on? Oh, I want to go over here so you guys can see my full face. And I just want to show you guys something. One of the things that we talk about on this channel a lot are the 25, 50, 100Xs. And those are important. But once again, folks, I am living, breathing example of why once you have your cryptocurrency portfolio turned into significant money, why you got to figure out a way to create cash flow. So what I want to, this is not necessarily, permanent. But right now, as I mentioned, Cosmos is doing, I think it's so it's 14.13%. So it fluctuates from around 14 to 15.5, but in that ballpark. So let me ask you guys a question. How many Atom would you need to quit your job? And the answer, of course, is going to be, well, it depends on how much Atom costs or what it's worth. But in general, let's look at it this way. Let's say that you buy 1,000 Atom. So, I mean, you got to put some significant money into this in order to make it work, or a little bit more. We'll start at 100 Atom and we'll work our way up a little bit. But I want to give you guys an example. Let's say that you start at 100 Atom, right? So you're going to basically spend Atom sitting here at $4.55. You're going to spend $455 roughly to buy 100 Atom. At 14 to 15% interest on your staked Atom, you're going to earn roughly 14 to 15.5 Atom a year. So you earn more Atom. So now let's just say that over the course of this bull market, Atom runs up to $50. Now you're only earning 15 a year, or let's even if you just want to call it 12 a year, say you're getting 12 of them a year, that's only $50 a month. Obviously, that's not enough to quit your job, right? But what would be enough to quit your job? Like, let's say that you had, let's just say instead of having one a month, making you 50 bucks. Let's say that you had 10 coming in. So instead of spending $455 to buy 100, which earns you say one a month, which is worth, going to be worth say $50 a month. Let's say that you up that by 10x and you bought $4,455 or $4,550 worth of atom, and you got yourself 1,000 atom. Well, now instead of, that's 10x. So now instead of earning 1 atom a month, you're now earning 10 atom a month. Well, 10 atom a month at 50 bucks is still only $500 a month. So how many atom would you need to make, $5,000 a month? You would need quite a few, right? But let's just say, let's say that you went out and you spent, you wanted to get 10,000 atom. So if you got 10,000 atom, 10,000 times 4.55 is $45,000. Now, 10,000 atom, times 12% is 1,200 atom a year. 1,200 times 50 bucks is $60,000 a year. Now, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in between and up and down, but let's just say that you're looking at me like I've got 3 heads right now, and you're like, hey, I don't have $45,000 to just go out and buy $10,000 worth of atom right now. Fine, fair enough. But how many atom would you have to buy if it was going to 10x, and then you could sell it, and then when it came back down, you could rebuy it? So you see what I'm saying here? Like looking into like a swing trade situation, not necessarily a real short-term play, but let's just say that by the end of the next bull run in 29-30, you wanted to have enough atom coming in on a daily basis to replace your income. I don't know exactly what that would be for you, but it's a little bit different for everybody. But let's just go back to this original math. I think that most of the people watching this channel could probably get $5,000 into an atom token if they really, really, really wanted to. So most of you could probably end up getting 1,000 atom if it was super important to you. If you really wanted to do it, you could figure it out. And if you can't, if that seems like a stretch, then we can work on ways to create more income in your life and to create, more investable money. But just in general, let's say that you did what I just mentioned. You got $5,000 together. You went out and bought 1,000 atom, and now those 1,000 atom go up to being worth, 50 bucks. So you now sell them for $50,000. And now you patiently wait. You do not take that money and go buy a car or use it for life. Maybe a different investment vehicle will come up where you can make some money while you're waiting. But now, 27 comes along and atom is, dipped down. It's a $30 token. 28 rolls around. It's a, $12 token. And, let's just, for argument's sake, before the next bull market happens, if you go out and you look at this chart, for the max, you could have been buying this token at, $5, $6, $7 for a lot of time during the last bull run. $10, for a ton of the time too. So even at $10, let's say that you wait for it to come back to $10, $50,000 divided by 10 bucks now gets you 5,000 tokens. 5,000 tokens times 12%. Is 600 tokens times 50 bucks would be $30,000 a year. So my point is, I would like to see us maybe start these strategies where we're looking to create cash flow. The other thing that it is possible to do is just to compound too. If you go buy 1,000 tokens today, that turns into, if you're making 12%, that turns into 1,120 tokens in a year. if you just let it compound, you stake those 1,120 and you let that compound at 12% a year, I want to say you're probably in the ballpark of doubling your stake in roughly, call it 5 years. Maybe I'm a little low on that. I think it's the rule of 7. If you're at 10% a year, I think it takes 7 years. We're at closer to 15%, but you can literally just compound this, and over the next handful of years, you could increase your stack that way too. It's also a token that you could just be dollar cost averaging into along the way. So you could just say, okay, I'm not going to come up with $5,000 today and buy into this token, but what about $100 a month or $200 a month, or if you're making more money, $500 a month? And part of the reason I'm bringing this up too, I don't want to keep up bringing up, Sam Price, Crypto Lifer, but I forget, he was saying, I think he has like 70,000 Atom at this point. And so, 70,000 Atom, like we were just talking, times, and it's really not 12%. That just made for easy math for one a month. Now that we're really talking real numbers, 70,000 times 14% is 9,800 tokens divided by 365 days means he's earning 26 tokens a day times $4.55 is $122 a day. Now, folks, most of you may or may not quit your job over $122 a day, but how different would your life be if you had an income stream like that? And that's at $4.55, folks. And you say, but yeah, I mean, 70,000 of them times 5, that's $350,000, Brad. But yeah, you got to start somewhere. We all are in this, hopefully, to end up with millions of dollars potentially. And all I'm simply saying is that once you have that millions of dollars, you want to find investments like this one, in my opinion, that can set you free cash flow wise. Because even if you spent $350,000 of your, well, let's just say that it goes up, it's a $20 token, and you went and bought 70,000 of them at 20 bucks a token, that'd be what, 1.4 million? If you bought 70,000 of these things at 20 bucks a token, that's a pretty significant return on investment. If you're looking at, at that price, 26 of them would do the, 70,000 times 14%, times, that's 9,800 of them, times 20 bucks would be $196,000 a year income on your 1.4 million. And then, and obviously, I mean, everybody can do this on a bigger scale, a smaller scale. But my point is, get started somewhere. If it's not Atom for you, that's okay. There's other investment vehicles out there where you can earn 14, 15%, 8, 9, 10, 15%, whatever. But part of what I want to do is I want to kind of, as we shift into 2020, the rest of 25, 26, I do want to slowly kind of shift our mindset into these revenue producing assets, because once again, $1.4 million is a nice chunk of money, but is it freedom from your job? And I would say, yeah, like if you just take your 1.4 million and you figure out how to invest it and have it turn into, say, $140,000 a year in income, you could probably quit your job. But you're not necessarily getting rich. You're not able to go out. Most of you, and me included, you probably have a few things you want to buy for yourself, right? Like, anybody here like excited maybe at the end of this bull run to buy themselves a house? Anybody particular, like, I'm looking forward to upgrading my cars a little bit. I don't think I'm necessarily going to go buy a $300,000 Ferrari or something at the end of this, but my wife wants a Jeep Rubicon, probably a $65,000 to $100,000 rig. I'd like to get myself a rig. I like Cadillac Escalades. I also like convertibles. So like, if I had $1.4 million all of a sudden, I'm not going to go blow all of it, but it wouldn't be that hard for me to blow through 5, 6, 700,000, depending on what kind of house I buy and what kind of cars. And, you know, you want to take a little bit of a vacation. You want to enjoy life. I guarantee you, if you quit your job, your expenses are going to go up because you're going to go out and eat more often. You're going to go on more vacations. So my point is, folks, I learned the hard way during the last bull market that just, you know, getting to $1 million or more in assets was great, but this dog of mine, it didn't take. Come on, are you kidding me? I gotta build like a little. I gotta build some kind of a base, like a fence around my camera. My dog, come here. Come here. Come here. I don't want. Come here. Come on. No, come on. Come here. Yeah. This is her. This is the one that loves to knock the camera all over. Say hi to the camera. Yeah. You're supposed to be looking at the camera. I love you. I love you. Yes, I do. I love you very much. But you're interrupting my live stream. Yeah. Yeah. These guys are trying to make money. Yeah. They don't want to get interrupted by a doggy. This is my Belgian Malinois Valkyrie. Go. She's friendly to me, but she'll eat you. If you come over and I'm around, you're probably in pretty good shape. I can let her know that you're all right. But in general, I would feel bad for anybody that broke into my house when I wasn't around. They'd have a rude awakening coming. But maybe I spent a little bit too much time on that. It's not necessarily a MicroCap gem token, but you know, right now, with the crypto markets being so brutal, I don't think that it's necessarily a bad time to look at some of these strategies. So in trying to, she laid right back down where she was, and the first thing she did was kick the camera again. So, you know, one of the things that I'm trying to do is follow my own advice. So I told you guys the 10% rule, save and invest 10%. And I've had trouble doing that in my life, like as far as like just a habit where it just happens. So recently, when I make a little bit of money, a payment comes in, something happens. The first thing that I've been doing is taking 10%, and I've just been buying Atom tokens and staking them because I want to earn the 15% on my 10%. Plus, I believe that Atom has the ability to become a big token, $50, $100, $200 token. And so once again, before I get off this subject, you think to yourself, yeah, well, I take my money, I invest it, it goes up. Now I sell it out, then I invest it again. And it is a longer term process. But let's just say that Atom is going to be like, seriously, right now, Atom is a $2 billion market cap. So it was all the way up to, you know, when it was at $50, it was all the way up to a $20 billion market cap. But to get up to 100 billion, 200 billion, 300 billion, 500 billion is not anywhere near, you know, hard to do. We just saw this token, here that was at, that was in $250 million and it just launched a couple of days ago. So for something to get to 100 billion is not out of reach, especially the way that the cryptocurrency market is going to grow over the next handful of years. So this is definitely like a 5-year play. But let's say that you set yourself up to where by 2030, you've got thousands of these Atom tokens, and now they're worth $100 or $200. Imagine the kind of cash flow that would spit off to you. And I'm telling you, if you have a few of these tokens, a few of these income streams, I think that project that we talked about yesterday, Elixir, has, some merit and is a way to potentially create some really solid, ROI and income streams too. So I shut up about Atom, and let's go take a closer look at the token here that Eric was talking about, Glue. So let's go back over here to the CoinGecko and see if Glue is here. Yep, there it is. Glue on base. Yeah, so this is the right token. Fully diluted market cap, 184 million. It's not showing us what the market cap is and what the circulating supply is right now. So that's something that would be nice to know, but not necessarily the end of the world. Says Glue token can be traded on decentralized exchanges. So as of right now, it's just on Uniswap for the base network. Glue reached an all-time high of 20 cents and an all-time low of 18.5. It's now trading 9% below that peak. So it's obviously another fairly new token here, not much of a spread. Just came out on February 26th, 18.5 cents. It didn't have an extremely big pump at launch, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad, but it's definitely something, to consider, that it could still have some massive potential, especially if the masses haven't found out about it, if you don't have anybody, talking about it. So let's go to the website here. Glue, a new era of crypto starts now. Glue is the blockchain built for everyone, designed to bring the next 100 million users on chain. Buy any crypto on chain, all in less than 5 minutes. Glue is the blockchain built for everyone, designed to bring the next 100 blah, blah, blah. Our flagship product is the Glue Hub, powered by the Glue blockchain, offers users the simplicity and convenience of a centralized exchange, but with the security and breadth of dApps provided by on-chain experience. So interesting. Interesting. It says exhaustively audited, has undergone comprehensive security by audit by Hashblock. That's something else, that we probably ought to talk about for a quick second, folks, is, these exchanges and stuff are not, they ain't hack proof. We just saw that. You all are probably aware of, the Bybit hack. They got hacked for, I forget how much it was, but it was a significant amount of money. Was it $1.5 billion or something like that? Significant amount of their Ethereum gotten stolen. And now Bybit is solvent. It doesn't seem to, it's not going to affect, anybody that had Ethereum on their, but a lot of these smaller changes, even with BYDFI, I like BYDFI and I'm excited to be using it, but you never want to have more money on an exchange than you can afford, to lose. And sometimes, that's such a stupid, comment in a way, because when it really comes down to it, most of us really aren't in a position where we can afford to lose anything. I mean, yeah, if you've got $100,000 bankroll and you've got 10,000 of it on Bybit, or you've got, it on an exchange and it disappears, it's livable, but it's still, that would be miserable, especially for us that are trying to turn our $10,000 on BYDFI into $100,000 or $1 million. To have that gone would be a serious loss and put us in a position where, we might not be able to employ the trader strategy anymore. We might have to stick with the buying and holding and so on and so forth. So anytime you're putting money into an exchange, just definitely make sure that you are doing it, in a way. And, even with my BYDFI money, when it comes to, if it starts to get up too much, if I am uncomfortable with the amount of money that is in that account, I try to figure out ways to trim a little bit off the top. You can take a winning position. If you put $100 into a position and it's now worth 500, your portfolio on there's, getting too big. There's things that you can do. You can trim a little off the position. Yeah, you lower your upside a little bit, but you also give yourself much better downside risk. So this is the Glue market overview. My portfolio, buy and sell crypto. It looks like it's interesting. Keep up with Glue on our Telegram channel. See what happens if you sign up. What do you got to do to sign up? First up, let's get you signed up to the Glue Hub. Whether you are joining via email, Google, X, Twitter, or your existing Ethereum-compatible wallet, we have made it quick and easy. So that's kind of cool. Looks like you can connect and create an account in a lot of different ways. The GlueHub is designed to bring together the best protocols Glue has to offer in one easy-to-use place. It's not about restricting you to one protocol. It gives you a seamless experience where everything is within reach. If you want to learn more about it, you can check out this guide or visit our website. And don't worry, if you ever need help or have any questions, feel free to reach out through our official channels. We are here for you. Let's go ahead and click sign up again. So interesting. So it looks like you can just, connect through a social media account. You connect through your Ethereum wallet. You can connect through an email or a phone number. Let's just go ahead and connect through a quick wallet here. Cool. So now it says, great, let's add Glue Network to your wallet. So that looks like it's the Glue Network is a whole new like layer 1. I'm going to hold off on that. Dave, I'm assuming you've probably done some due diligence and know that everything is legit, but I want to set a good example for you guys. I don't want you guys to always just go click boom, 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 connect wallet, connect everything. And the next thing you know, you guys are getting your wallet siphoned or something like that. So before I actually add the Glue Network and do all of that stuff, I'll probably do a little bit quicker research on it. But yeah, it looks like a very interesting project. While I'm on that subject, folks, 99% of you probably know this. But if you don't, when you've got your MetaMask, sitting open here, every time you connect to something, you should go in and disconnect from it. And I am not the one to follow on this, folks. Sometimes I practice what I preach and sometimes I don't, but this just came to my mind. And I think most of you probably already know this, but if you didn't, it's important. If I were to go in, or like I did connect my wallet, one of the first things you want to do when you're done with a protocol is you want to go to your MetaMask, and if you hit these 3 dots, it will bring you to this screen, and it'll show you all permissions. And you want to click on all permissions and see, look at this, like I'm horrible. Look at all the stuff that I'm connected to. You want to go through, like here, I connected to this Fifthscape account to connect and get some tokens that I had coming to me from a private sale. This is a video that I did 6, 7, 8 months ago. So, but I forgot to come in here, and you just click here, and then you're gonna click disconnect and then confirm it. And now I'm no longer connected to Fifthscape. And you want to come through like Aerodrome Finance. I pretty much trust it. But this like app9inch.io is a new app. I came in, I checked it out, but I forgot. So guys, I highly recommend that you guys all go through and do this on a regular basis. And so I'll go through and do it later. A lot of these are ones that I use pretty regular, but that's ridiculous. I'm connected to way too many things. And my point is you definitely protect yourself by going into your MetaMask and revoking those permissions. Go in, use the protocol that you want to use, trade, even on Uniswap, buy, sell, do whatever you want to do, but then go into your MetaMask and get rid of those. So once again, when you're looking at your MetaMask, you just click the 3 dots, go to all permissions, and then, click on, like this is another one that's multiply fi. I don't necessarily know what I was doing with that. The gains platform, I'm not too worried about. That one's connected to my private sale platform and stuff, Uniswap. But, any of these weird ones where you're like not even sure exactly, like right now, I can't even tell you why I connected to these. Go ahead and get off of them. Like this claim B3 for fun. I was checking the B3 token that we were talking about to see if I had any airdrop tokens. But that's just a little extra security there for you guys if you hadn't heard about it. Let's get back out to the homepage here. And so, yeah, I'm always interested in ways to trade and interact And, you know, I'd love to take a quick look at this and see, you know, it says you can buy and sell crypto. What's the market tab? Market overview, asset research. That's interesting. So to be able to come in and do some research, it looks like you can look at different types of tokens, click on DeFi tokens, and it looks like if this pops up here, it's going to show us some percentages and different stuff. So I do like that. I'm not sure if they have the ability. Here we go. So you can, well, okay, this is just showing us, you know, but these are like DeFi projects, and you're looking at the percentages and where they are at in the long run and the grand scheme of things. So interesting project. So Dave, if you don't mind me asking, what is it about this protocol that you think is you know, potentially going to cause it to, you know, be more popular than a normal DEX like an Aerodrome or all of the others? So I guess my question, the reason I'm asking, Dave, is because it just seems like there's a new one of these popping up, you know, all the time. So what advantages, or what do you believe is different and special about the Glue network here that we're looking at that would, you know, cause you to think that maybe it has the potential to, you know, pick up a decent percentage of the market share? I'm kind of curious just to, you know, to hear your thoughts. I'm not disagreeing with you that this could be a good project. I was just curious as to what exactly you like about it the best. So I like the market cap, although I haven't figured out. I'm gonna guess that probably only 10%, 20% of the tokens are out in circulation would be my guess. I can't prove it. Once again, you might be able to go like to the white paper, and you could probably see what's going on if we go down to the tokens. Is there anything? Where's the token at? The Glue token sale. Here we go. And then tokenomics. So it just launched here. So it launched at 85 cents. Wow, 85, is that right? 85 cents, and it's only 18 cents. So it looks like, if I'm reading that correctly, which seems like maybe I'm not, maybe they meant to put where did it go? Here we go. If it launched at 85 cents, then everybody's down. They're getting their butt kicked on the token. That's interesting. I'm not seeing the tokenomics here or the vesting. Let's go to the tokenomics and see. All right, so seed contributors get 1%. And then so then it says, how was the 25.3 per 25 cents per token decided? Who are the seed round contributors? So that's another thing. The initial round was spearheaded by the two founders. Each contributed $500,000. Interesting. So the seed contributors, it just shows here, so $2.5 million at a price of 25%. I'm trying to figure out where it shows. So it says initial capital raise. I don't want to spend, you know, too much time on this, but I kind of wanted to just share with you guys a little bit of the inner. So like you can see here, over 300 individuals participated in this round. I can't see exactly what the token price was for this round, and I'm still not seeing the initial distribution of the token. How many of the tokens was distributed? So these are all little things that you want to get used to looking at, and you know, and so on and so forth. So we, you know, when you see a token like this and I jump up and I do a little 5 or 10 minute review on it, I want you guys to know that there's a little bit more deeper dive to be done. A lot of times we can only cover, you know, so much on the channel. But let me see. He says, I like the Partners app. I like the Partners app. Looks good. It didn't have any of X followers. I checked for it. It also has a YouTube videos. Okay. So, you know, definitely appreciate you bringing this to our attention. as usual, I'm always up to, go buy $100 worth, $200 worth of a token and see how it goes. I like to do that because that way, if Dave's right and this thing goes through the roof, then I can tell Dave down the road, hey, thank you very much. And I can, share his wins with you guys on the channel. So if you guys want to, support the channel, in a sense, you're not supporting the channel. I don't make a penny. Dave doesn't make a penny, but it's always awesome if some of the community members go out and buy a few of these tokens. And then when we come back in a month or 2 or 6, and this is a, a $2 token or a $5 token, it's nice to be able to come back and say, hey, we talked about that, on the channel back on, February, whatever the date is today, February, 26th of 2025. So thank you for bringing that to my attention. And holy smokes, guys, we are at 11. Yeah. And that's, like Dave here, I threw $30 at it. Guys, you don't have to put big money into these small microcap plays. You realize that if he 100x's that he just turned $30 into $3,000. And, if you're ever going to get 1,000x, it's probably going to be from a token that's at $1 million market cap or a $5 million market cap. You're not going to probably get 1,000x out of a token, that's sitting at $1 billion market cap. So, if he gets 1,000x just once in his lifetime, $30 times 1,000x is $30,000. It doesn't have to happen often to make a significant change in your life. So with that, folks, we're going to hop off of here. We're going to call it a day. We've got a live stream at 8 a.m. I believe it's 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll have to double check that. It's either 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's actually, no, it's not. It ain't in the YouTube studio yet, so never mind. It's 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday morning. We're going to have an incredible company on there doing another live stream AMA. We're giving away $100 and looking forward to seeing you all back again, hopefully on Friday morning. I'll get that published, or at least public, here very soon so you guys can go in and notify yourselves. So with that, folks, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being on the stream. Have a fantastic rest of your day and have an incredible rest of your week. I love you. Talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.